Right now we're about $6,000.
$6,000 and counting to repair a broken water pipe under their front yard. Now, a Rancho Penasquitos couple is finding out that faulty materials were used, leaving them with a homeowner's nightmare.
Yeah, they contacted Team 10 when they thought the leak was the city's problem. Now, investigator Allison Ash exposes a much bigger issue here.
Yeah, and you know, a supervisor with the San Diego Water Department inspected that leak and told the homeowners it was somewhere between the water meter and their house. It opened up an expensive can of worms.
We spent thousands of dollars putting artificial turf in. We've got succulent and drought-resistant plants in the back. We try and avoid using as much water as we possibly can.
Mark and Rosalie Conley are proud of their conservation efforts and their home in the Crestmont subdivision of Rancho Penasquitos. So they got right on it when they noticed water leaking from the city meter near the sidewalk in front of their house.
After a month of dealing with the city, we finally figured out that it was on our side over here where the leak was.
The size of this trench shows how big a deal this is.
The problem is, according to a plumber, it's a plastic type of pipe called PEX that should not have been used in here because it's not designed for what they used it for.
Team 10 had a piece of the pipe examined and learned the pipe isn't PEX. It's made of polybutylene, a controversial material that's been the subject of a massive nationwide lawsuit.
It kinks instead of staying flexible.
The lawsuit, which ended with a $950 million settlement, said polybutylene pipe breaks down and fails after exposure to disinfected water. That was news to the Conleys.
So once the trench was dug, it got the attention of the neighbors. And there's a good reason for that. That is because most of them have already had the same thing done.
The last 5 years, everybody's popped. That house, that one, we helped out the guys on the corner there. There's guys across the street.
It's something that I expect pretty much to happen to everybody. This was built in a period when they were experimenting with different kinds of materials. Copper was very expensive, so they were trying various nylons and plastic lines, and I don't think the gamble paid off in the long run.
See where the blue pipe comes up.
Especially not for people like Mark Conley, who went 3 days without water and is now faced not only with thousands of dollars in repairs, but another expense he hasn't seen yet.
Haven't seen the water bill from this time yet. I still got another month to go in the cycle before I see the water bill.
So here's the deal. We checked with the city of San Diego, and at the time that the Conleys neighborhood was built, this pipe met all the plumbing and building code specs. As many as 10 million homes had it installed across the country before the pipes began failing and the manufacturers agreed to pay homeowners for their losses. Sadly, though, for the Conleys, the deadline to file a claim passed years ago. So it looks like they're going to get stuck footing the bill.
So clearly an expensive and messy problem. How do you know if you have these pipes in your own home?
Well, it's kind of tricky. You can look both at the meter and you can also look up at the point where this line comes into the house. Sometimes you can tell by the color. It can also be gray though. But it can be tricky. So we've got this posted on 10news.com. Just go to the red TV button and we've got more information about how you can check.
That's a real shame.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alice.